The summer sun blazed over the Mediterranean as thousands gathered in the Place du Palais, their eyes fixed on the balcony where history was unfolding before them. July 12, 2015 marked something extraordinary, a decade of leadership that transformed not just a principality but challenged everything we thought we knew about modern monarchy. Prince Albert II of Monaco stood alongside his striking wife Princess Charlene, their presence commanding the attention of a nation that had witnessed unprecedented change under his rule. But what you saw on that balcony was only the surface of a story that runs deeper than the azure waters surrounding this jewel of the French Riviera. This wasn't just another royal photo opportunity or ceremonial pageantry for the cameras. This was the culmination of 10 years that reshaped Monaco's identity, tested the strength of its most powerful marriage, and revealed the complex reality of wearing a crown in the 21st century. The second day of celebrations honoring this milestone was unfolding with all the grandeur expected from one of the world's wealthiest nations, yet beneath the surface of champagne toasts and formal declarations lay questions that still resonate today about duty, sacrifice, and the price of power. When Prince Albert II ascended to the throne on July 12, 2005, following the death of his father Prince Rainier III, he inherited more than just a title. He became the custodian of a legacy built by generations of Grimaldis, a family whose rule over Monaco stretches back more than 7 centuries. But unlike his predecessors, Albert faced challenges that no amount of royal tradition could prepare him for. The world was changing at breakneck speed, and tiny Monaco, barely 2 square kilometers of prime Mediterranean real estate, needed to evolve or risk becoming nothing more than a relic of a bygone era. The principality his father left behind was prosperous but insular, glamorous but questioned, wealthy but vulnerable to the shifting tides of international finance and environmental crisis. Albert understood that the playboy prince image that had followed him for years had to transform into something far more substantial if Monaco was to survive and thrive in the modern world. The 10-year anniversary celebration in 2015 offered the perfect moment to reflect on what had been accomplished and what remained unfinished. As Albert and Charlene appeared before their subjects on that second day of festivities, they embodied both continuity and change. Albert, then 57 years old, had spent a decade proving himself as a serious leader committed to environmental causes, particularly ocean conservation, a passion that became the defining characteristic of his reign. He established the Prince Albert II of Monaco Foundation, dedicating millions to protecting marine ecosystems and combating climate change. His efforts earned international recognition, positioning Monaco as an unlikely but influential voice in global environmental discussions. This was a ruler who didn't just cut ribbons and attend galas, he genuinely engaged with existential threats facing our planet, using his platform and resources to drive real change. The transformation from tabloid fixture to respected environmental advocate represented one of the most successful royal reinventions in recent history. But personal transformation came with personal costs, and nowhere was this more evident than in his marriage to Princess Charlene. The former Olympic swimmer from South Africa, born Charlene Wittstock, had captured Albert's heart, but their path to matrimony in 2011 was anything but smooth. Rumors of pre-wedding drama, including reports that Charlene attempted to flee Monaco just days before the ceremony, cast shadows over what should have been a fairy tale romance. By the time of the 10th anniversary celebrations in 2015, they had been married for 4 years and were parents to twins Prince Jacques and Princess Gabriella, born in December 2014. Standing together on the palace balcony, they presented a united front, yet body language experts and royal watchers couldn't help but notice the subtle distances, the careful positioning, the smiles that didn't always reach the eyes. Charlene's journey from Olympic athlete to princess consort had been documented extensively, her struggles with the restrictive protocols of royal life, the constant media scrutiny, and the challenge of finding her own identity within the rigid structures of monarchy. Her elegance and grace were undeniable, but so too was the sense that this was a woman still navigating the complexities of a role she never imagined occupying. The Place du Palais itself holds profound significance in Monaco's history. This square fronting the prince's palace has witnessed centuries of royal ceremonies, celebrations, and somber moments of national mourning. On this particular day in July 2015, it was transformed into a stage for national pride, decorated with Monaco's red and white colors, filled with citizens young and old who came to honor their sovereign. The atmosphere buzzed with energy as military bands played, dignitaries from around the world offered congratulations, and the people of Monaco demonstrated their affection for the ruling family. Yet celebrations like these also serve as reminders of the peculiar position occupied by Monaco in the modern world. With a population of less than 40,000 people, Monaco is smaller than many neighborhoods in major cities, yet it punches far above its weight in international affairs, maintaining diplomatic relations with countries across the globe and serving as headquarters for numerous international organizations. The principality's wealth, derived largely from banking, tourism, and its famous casino, creates a standard of living unmatched almost anywhere on Earth, but also raises questions about sustainability, inequality, and the social contract between rulers and ruled. Albert's decade of leadership by 2015 had seen both achievements and controversies. His environmental advocacy was genuine and impactful, but his personal life continued to generate headlines that sometimes overshadowed his official work. He had acknowledged fathering 2 children before his marriage to Charlene, though neither could claim succession rights due to being born outside wedlock. This candor about past relationships was unusual for royalty, breaking with traditions of discretion that had long governed such matters, yet it also humanized him in ways that connected with contemporary audiences tired of royal perfection and pretense. He worked to diversify Monaco's economy, reducing dependence on banking and gambling by promoting technology, research, and sustainable development. He expanded Monaco's territory through land reclamation projects, quite literally growing his nation into the sea. He strengthened Monaco's cultural institutions, supporting arts, sports, and education initiatives that enhanced quality of life for residents and visitors alike. Princess Charlene, meanwhile, established her own charitable foundation focused on water safety and drowning prevention, causes close to her heart given her swimming background. She became a patron of numerous organizations, particularly those supporting children and vulnerable populations. Her fashion choices consistently made international best-dressed lists, and her presence elevated Monaco's profile in ways that complemented rather than competed with her husband's environmental mission. Yet the persistent rumors of unhappiness, the speculation about the state of their marriage, and later events that would unfold in subsequent years suggested that the reality behind palace walls was far more complex than official portraits revealed. The demands placed on modern royals are extraordinary, requiring them to be simultaneously traditional and progressive, accessible yet dignified, personally fulfilled while serving public duties that consume every aspect of their lives. The 10th anniversary celebrations in 2015 represented a moment of consolidation, a chance to take stock of where Monaco had been and where it was heading under Albert's leadership. The principality had successfully navigated the global financial crisis that devastated economies worldwide, maintained its reputation as a secure haven for wealth while also complying with increasing international transparency requirements, and positioned itself as a leader in environmental stewardship despite its tiny size. Monaco's Formula One Grand Prix remained one of the most prestigious races on the calendar, its yacht show attracted billionaires from every continent, and its real estate values continued climbing to stratospheric heights. For many observers, Monaco represented a successful model of what small states could achieve with strategic planning, strong leadership, and fortunate geography. Yet questions persisted about the relevance of monarchy in the 21st century, the sustainability of economies built on luxury and finance, and whether the concentrated wealth visible everywhere in Monaco represented the best path forward for human civilization. These were not questions Albert could answer alone, nor were they unique to Monaco, but they hung in the air during those anniversary celebrations as surely as the Mediterranean sunshine illuminated the palace facades. The image of Albert and Charlene on that balcony, surrounded by the trappings of power and prestige, beautiful and composed and seemingly perfect, invited viewers to consider what modern royalty actually means, what purposes it serves, and what costs it exacts from those who wear the crown and those who marry into it. The story of Prince Albert II's reign is still being written, and the 10th anniversary marked in 2015 was merely one chapter in an ongoing narrative. The challenges facing Monaco and its ruling family have only intensified in the years since, testing the resilience of institutions and individuals alike. But on that summer day in the Place du Palais, with flags waving and crowds cheering and the Mediterranean stretching endlessly toward horizons both literal and metaphorical, there was a moment of pause, of reflection, of acknowledgement that a decade of leadership deserved recognition regardless of what the future might hold. Albert and Charlene stood together, symbols of tradition adapting to modernity, individuals carrying the weight of history while trying to forge their own paths forward. If you found this deep dive into Monaco's royal family fascinating, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more stories that go beyond the headlines to reveal the human truths behind power and privilege. Share this video with anyone interested in royal families, European history, or the complex dynamics of modern monarchy. Drop a comment below with your thoughts about the challenges facing royal families today, and let us know what other royal stories you'd like us to explore. Your engagement helps us create more content that questions, investigates, and illuminates the stories that shape our understanding of leadership, legacy, and the institutions that continue to fascinate us despite being centuries old. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload, and remember that every like, share, and comment helps spread these stories to audiences hungry for substance beyond the surface. So here's the question that demands your answer. In a world of democratic values and elected leaders, what role should hereditary monarchies like Monaco's play in the 21st century, and can marriages of state ever truly be marriages of the heart?